and welcome back to City Skylines 2 with me, Matt. That is right. We are back on the map of Tesserino as we get a look down kind of our main strip here in regards to our trolleys and things like that. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Hope you guys are all doing well today. And before we jump into what we're going to do today, I was doing some things off screen. So as we zoom out of here, ooh, there's the button I need for. Woo, there we go. What I did off screen was I continued to add in a lot more of the housing as what we had started at the towards the end, maybe towards the end of last episode, but I did kind of finish that up. So yeah, so we got some kind of a neater looking area for housing, which is looking quite nice. Obviously they have to upgrade, and of course they will, as we have like level 1 compared to like level 4 down there. Also, what I did, I downloaded a new little map, not map pack, but resource pack, and it brings us these wonderful little overhangs for people to sit and wait for their trams. And I'm thinking that looks quite fantastic, if I do say so myself. I did that there. I did it over here as well. So yeah. So very interesting stuff going on here. Again, eventually, I still don't know why, but yeah, these people still can't cross right here, which I would have loved for them to do. But again, still haven't figured that one out just yet. So, you know, eventually we will we'll get there with that one. Today, what we're going to focus on is not here and our, I guess, buggy game, because the outside should be taking care of our garbage piling up. So I don't know if it will. Hopefully it does. But what we're going to focus on is right over here. So what we got here, this is an area. This is part of our, it's part of our starting squares, which is kind of nice. But I'm really thinking about creating just a small little area over here. I'm not going to make it too huge. Whoops. But first and foremost, I am going to put a district creation tool in there. It's not going to be Blackwood Crest. What it's going to be, I think that's what it's going to be. I think St. Catherine's would be a great little place to kind of just do a little build here. Nothing too crazy, but I think it'd be a nice little, you know, little thing going on. Of course, we have to figure out where we can get people on and off the road. And because this is going to just be a small little section and junction and all that. So yeah, so this might be a good little thing here. So let's just bring that out to there. We're going to update it. That should be good. That should be good. And then what is this? Is this a highway, you say? Is this a highway? 2-lane highway. Okay. Ooh, highways are not unlocked. Can we unlock highways? Oh, we can too. Perfect. We're down to 5. That's beautiful. Highways. A 3-lane highway. Oh boy, okay, this could be good. There we go. That should be good. There we go. So the reason why I'm doing this is so that we can get a dedicated turn lane in there, which would be nice. I am going to just start fixing this up currently so that we I'll turn it on red. Actually, you know what? I don't really want this to be a, oops, no, I need that one. There we go. I also don't really want this to be a, have any lights, if that makes sense, which also means, ooh, cool. I don't want crosswalks, and I'm going to take off the lights. Because again, this is supposed to be kind of a highway freeway. So that may make it a little bit better in regards to how things are. And as we come around here, let's take a look-sees at this. Yeah, I think something like that would be good right there. And this is where we can start to bring in housing. We can connect up our water pipes and such. I think this would be a great area for our electricity, our transformer station as well. So what I'm thinking here is let's get maybe a gravel road, and maybe not continuous, but somewhere over here, something like this, maybe. There we go. And then let's put our electricity, our transformer station into it. Overlapping, I don't mind. We'll put that there. We'll get rid of you. However, we'll put you back. Oop, a little auto save. There we go. And then our water, we can pull from here and pull into there. There we go. So then that will stop with its thing, and we will get power and water over here. And I think that will look great. Okay, we got a beach going on down here. We've got stiff cliffs up here. What I'm thinking here is maybe creating a walking path. Kind of just trying to bring it. Actually, what side is that even on? I don't know what side that quay is on. There we go. That's better. Yep. Something like that could be good. Yeah, so something like that could be good. Again, kind of just going along the ocean front, if you will, having that guardrail up. That could be really good looking. Oh yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Because then what we can do is we can do, again, maybe an alleyway would be a good one, especially over here. Because I'm thinking of this being a lot smaller, so therefore we need a little bit more room with things, and our kind of 1x1 would be our biggest road compared to our 2x2. So we got something that looks like this. Again, very interesting, very kind of, oh, what is going on there type of situation. And that is perfectly fine by me, because again, this one is trying to get as much in as we can and fit it in as much as we can. So I think this would be nice over here in good old St. Catharines. And what I think I'm going to do now is once I'm out of here, I'm going to come back to here, and I am going to get my pavement paths going, because it is going to be one of those items where you kind of do need to get them in before you do any housing, because if you don't, well, you're not going to get them in at all. And it's better to do them now than to not do them at all. One thing I'm going to do real quick before we kind of start to build in St. Catharines is I'm going to apply this over here. And I'm going to go, police station, your operating district is just San Marissa. That is going to be your operating district, because I don't want you guys going anywhere whatsoever. Because if you look at this, also for this post office, I want it just San Marissa. For our death, ooh, maybe death, maybe not. depending. We'll play it by ear. Do we have a hospital? That is a great question. We do. Okay, we're gonna choose just you over here. And it looks like we may need to put in another little hospital over here. I think this would be a great little thing. Oh, ooh. I want something small. Like a small medical clinic, I think would be perfect over here. Let's turn off Anarchy. I really do think it would be perfect over here so that we can kind of help out people down here. And your operating district is also just going to be San Marissa. We do need people to start moving in over here as well. But before we do, we need to start going through and making sure what is not going to be attached to some of this stuff. Because there's some that I don't really want attached to anything. And this road is going to be the main one where I don't want anything attached to it. Maybe that could be good. I don't want anything attached to that. Could I update this road here? There we go. Of course, that will grow up over time and help out with some of this. Most of these trees are going to go away anyways. So we got that. I believe what I'm going to do, I do like the southwest feel. So yeah, so this will need to be, of course, built out. We got to get our demand into here as well. And that's just going to take time. Of course, no car access. It should. I don't know why it doesn't, but that might get fixed. So I'm very curious to see how many people are going to actually come to our area over here. But while that's working, we do need small things over here. Like we will need a small healthcare center, because again, we don't need it to be very huge. We don't need a big one whatsoever. So like 3 ambulances should be fine. But if we were to do a little something off of here maybe, and go, okay, what do we need from over here? We need a little health services. I think would be best. And maybe we do something kind of off this road. Something like this. And down. Like so. Something like this. Wouldn't be bad. Kind of mill lane. I think that'd be great right there. Because you are staying to here. Recycling, education will get to. Fire we do need. Yeah, so we will need something like this to help out our situation. So fire wouldn't be bad. Maybe we'll put it down here. And we'll put it right there for right now. And you are only this district. And then we need a small police force. Which, to be honest, it can go right there. And this can also be that district. Alrighty. So now as things coming in, we're getting our people coming in here. So I think this is going to be looking great over here. So let's go ahead and speed this up and see what we get, shall we? Actually, no, let's get out of this view. Let's see if we can go into this view right here. Yeah, let's speed this view up and see what we can get. Okay, so after letting the game run a little bit in 3 times speed, if we pull out and we start to get something that looks like this. And to be honest, this is looking really good. We got people already walking their dogs over here, if you will. We got people coming in over here. Our main issue is parking. And there is a lot to be desired when it comes to parking. But what I'm thinking of, if I get out of, oops, wrong button. If I get out of here, why is this doing that? There we go. That was weird. We come out of here, we get into our parking over here. We can then start to think about what can we put over here. We can do some small parking here. Ooh, I know why. I'm like, how come this isn't doing what I want it to do? Because I want that to happen. There we go. Which means then we go back to this parking. There we go. So on and so forth. So we get that type of parking. We have wide. Do we have a long parking here? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And so we can do something like that. Like, ooh, an alley parking. Can this potentially work? Maybe. So yeah, so that will happen. That'll be good there. We'll get from that to that. There we go. That can go there. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. But we can still do that to there and that to there. Oops. That to there. So that we can still get some parking back there. We can still get some housing and medium density housing back here. Again, a lot of it is trying to get people off of these roads. And this is also where we come in with our coconut palms. And we start doing this. Because again, we do have parking back here on Summit Lane. And we do have our small parking lots over here. I love it. People are walking. We got people parking, which is great. Got a crime scene has been dispatched. Where is our police officer? Police officer is coming. Very nice. To investigate said crime, which is always a good thing. Get all the taxis in and out. Get all the housing in and out. Yeah, so let's kind of wait for and let the game kind of do its thing. So let's get out of here and hit 3 times and let it go. Okay, so after letting the game run for a little bit and everyone I think is for the most part moved in, we have a few taxis coming in and out, but nothing too crazy whatsoever. Our St. Catherine's over here isn't looking half bad. We got parking over here so people can, park and walk to wherever. Put in some parking over here as well. To help out in regards to other parking as well. I think that's gonna be wonderful over there. Again, it's not full and that's okay. Oop, a little jumpy with that autosave. And I think that's going to be okay because again, we don't need it to be 100% full. We really don't. All we need it to be is functional and have a lot of room. Because if it has a lot of room, that means there shouldn't be many people parking anywhere. I also kind of took out the ability to park. So yeah, there is that. One thing I was thinking while this was running is, what if I actually put in a bus depot that would go from over here, maybe continue it off of the tram station right here, that would go from over here all the way to over here and back. Just because I'm not going to put a tram over there whatsoever, but it could help things out because our tram I think does a pretty decent job. Let's get out of this. Let's take a look at our trams. Our tram does a pretty decent job of carrying people around, but I think if we get a bus depot in here or something like that, we might be able to do something a little bit different. So what I was thinking is, let's get our just normal road, kind of just drag it, keep going down here, and put a bus depot down here, like so. That should be good right there. Perfect. Thank you. put a bus depot down there. I think we could come up with, ooh, do I want the electric? I don't think I want the electric just yet. Okay. I think what we can do here is create something that can literally go from over here somewhere to over here and kind of plant it maybe in here. Of really redoing this area to the best of my ability. Okay, so now that we have our buses up and going, all it is doing is going from St. Catherine's to San Marissa over there and back. So nothing too crazy, but I think it'd be a good little path to do. Again, setting up that backbone, because I don't think we're getting any trams over here or trains over here. So it's kind of not worth it in regards to trying to get from point A to point B and completely redo everything, considering we are not on an unlimited build. However, what that has caused is we are kind of losing some money, which ain't good. But if we take a look at St. Catherine's as a whole and click on it, we're neutral. We have a lack of entertainment, we have unreliable internet service, our high taxes, and walking distance to an elementary school. So maybe not the best in that sense. And some of this stuff we can actually, well, we can fix some of it. So if we come over here to our wonderful parks, we can get a couple of city parks in here as well. So I think that would be a good thing. We can do maybe a small park, actually. So Parks and Rec, we can do something like that. Maybe a small playground over here, I think would help out. Oh boy, look at that little chirper over there can help out. An activities playground, a dog park maybe, a hilly playground. No, chirper park, I think that's just too big. Park cafe, the dockyard lounge. Oh boy, yep, that's way too big. So maybe something like that could be good. There we go. So that could help out our area over here. So now we're into content. Now we have something going on with that. We also have unreliable internet service. So if we take a look, sees at this, we go over here. 25,000 with a $5,000 upkeep. Oh boy. I mean, it would be nice to have it. Let's see what we can do with it though, you know. Would it be worth it? And I have to do something over there. I'm thinking kind of just put it right by our train station over here, because again, our fire might use it. Everything like that might use it. So I think that could be good as well. Oh boy. Okay. Because of the mountain and this volcano, it's not helping. Oh boy. Okay, that's actually kind of good to know. To be honest, that's actually kind of good to know. Let's see what we can do about this. There we go. How are we looking with that instead? Okay, that's getting better. That's a lot better. Okay, so now St. Catherine's should be now content. We Got that, we got that, we got that. Now we just need walking distance to an elementary school. I think that's reasonable. I think that would be reasonable over here to have an elementary school. I think what I am going to do, though, we do need to build a school over here. We do need to build a school. We're elementary school. We do have a small... Oh, that's big. Never mind. Not that one. 40,100. 40,400. Okay. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do, we're going to take a road from here. So I think that would be good right there. And of course, we do need a little bit of parking. So where's my small parking lot? Right there. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so now with St. Catherine's, walking distance, perfect. So we've been kind of going back and forth and back and forth. Again, how we doing over here? We're content, high taxes. I'm not minding too much over here in regards to that whatsoever. But for the most part, what we need more money. And typically with more money comes more housing. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best to start to add in some housing down here to kind of help out our situation. Of course, we're going to have to continue on with our, well, an autosave right there. But we're going to continue on with our pathing over here. Okay. So yeah, so I think what we need to do, we just need to wait for this thing to kind of come back in. Again, we're now in the positive, which is actually really nice that we're in the positive. We just got to keep growing it and keeping an eye on it so that we aren't really just destroying it, you know? So yeah, so let's go ahead and kind of fast forward a little bit and see what transpires, shall we? Alrighty, everyone. I think I'm going to call that episode for today. There's been a lot of good stuff coming in. One thing has been our trash, and boy, do we got a lot of it. And yeah, I think we might need to start exporting it or something like that. Absolutely. Yep. We got that. We also added in a bus system. That is right. We now have buses, at least 2 lines of buses, one going in, one going out. And so we'll take a look at what that's going on. Obviously talked about this area at the beginning. And then down here, ooh, that's right. I updated our trams so that we have these nice little wooden platforms so people can just walk up, get their tickets, get on the tram and go where they need to go, but also get across and use our pathing over here to help out. So I did 3 of those, I believe. Oh, 4 of those. Over here as well to kind of help out our situation. We started to add in a lot more of our industrial. Over here is kind of our pollution industrial. Over here is our non-polluting industrial. So that's been good as well. And then for the most part, kind of just letting things lie and do what they need to do. But our biggest thing, at least over here, is we renamed it to San Marissa. That is our little city over here. Good old San Marissa doing what San Marissa does. But as we get out of that screen and go all the way over to this not island, because we're all on an island, but this area over here, as we come out of here, we name this St. Catherine's. That's right. This is going to be St. Catherine's over here doing its thing. Oops, little accident right there. But we built this area up too to kind of help out in our little area, but also at the same time, this was also a free square, so we didn't really have to do much in regards to buying squares, so we're not being taxed on that just yet. So that is quite nice. Of course, we got homes over here, we got electricity, we got some internet going on over there too, some parks. We have some beachfront property. We have a little walking path down here too. Look at all those people walking. So that's looking quite nice, if I do say so myself. And as we come along here, we have an elementary school doing its thing. So that's wonderful. And we also have another bus depot over here. So we do have buses connecting from good old St. Catherine's over to San Marisa and back to help out everything over here. Also, we have a small medical clinic, we have a firehouse, and we have our police station doing police station things. And we do have some industrial over here, but this is our non-toxic ones, so that we can come over here and not pollute everything and kind of annoy people. So yes, that's going to be quite nice over there. And so yeah, that's kind of what we got going on in this episode as we kind of get a good overview over here. So if you enjoy this episode, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, as it greatly helps me out. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment just saying, hey Matt, don't forget about this, or hey Matt, don't forget about that, or just hey Matt, or you know, helping me out with some maybe pointers and tips and all that wonderful stuff. You know, you guys do what you got to do over there. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, a great rest of your week. Stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.